Okay, I've just done my protection and all of the things and asked for what is the of the highest good for myself and information for the collective that needs to come through at the moment. First thing I'm seeing is the mudslide. I feel like this is becoming more imminent in the timeline just because I'm seeing this. This is probably the fourth time I've seen this mudslide. This mudslide is a bit of a catastrophe. I feel like it's going to create an issue about unstable areas of land and potential for more landslides. I can see that there's quite a big hilly area with lots of kind of shale. There is quite a big region. So this instability is not just in the area that was of this slide. I feel like this is a sign of some of the things to come if something is not done. Um, I see there's local authorities and then larger authorities involved. There's planning and proposals that are being put in place. I feel like this has been a real sign that there needs to be a hurry up on this situation. So I feel like West Coast of New Zealand, I also feel like along with this will be some more legislation around where dwellings can be built. It's going to be closer looks into that and infrastructure. I think there's just a general awareness that weather events are making land more unstable and need to be governments need to be or government agencies need to be more responsible about where they are allowing dwellings. Again, because I'm seeing properties involved in this mudslide. It is near the west coast, but I feel like the mudslide is kind of more down into a valley, and the valley leads out to that west coast region. Um, there may be impacts in the valley as well. I'm seeing that it is quite a big cleanup operation. It does have a shockwave. It does create a shockwave, so it is obviously going to be large enough. Yeah, I'm just seeing again the cleanup graders, bulldozers, equipment, bit of an effort. It's going to take time. I don't think things will be the same there again. There may be areas that are evacuated for safety reasons around that. There could be people displaced from their homes. It is quite a big region and it does go a little bit inland as well, up around these hilly regions. It's caused a bit of an alarm for the government. I think there's kind of the things that have been brought to their attention. It's almost like, well, we've got time to deal with that. And now they're running out of time. Deforestation being, could just see that coming up the list of things to deal with of importance. Okay, now I'm seeing a volcano. I've seen this volcano before as well. It seems to be, it's surrounded by green vegetation, which can't be many volcanoes that have green vegetation. I have had a sense that it's Hawaii, but I feel like there's dwellings on the bottom of the volcano in the hilly region. They're at risk as well. There's quite a bit of rumbling. There's going to be evacuations there as well. It's going to become more active. I feel like this is not something that's maybe been active, particularly active in the past. It's like maybe it's been fairly dormant, and so this is a bit unusual. Could be because I was getting island nation, maybe Hawaii, maybe Japan. It's an island volcano, but it does have dwellings around it. I'm feeling myself being drawn more towards Japan. there is a bit of activity along the fault line around Japan as well. Nothing, I don't feel like it's too serious, hard to tell, but just that maybe this is a continuation of that kind of activity, just a little shift going on there. I feel like what I'm getting is things that are upcoming in the near future. Vanuatu. There's something about the Pacific Island way of life. It's like Pacific Island time, Hakuna Matata, a little bit like that. Adopting a little bit of the Pacific Island mindset. There's a simplicity in the way that a lot of people are still living in some of these places that has to be admired. It's not complicated. It's very family orientated. So it's almost as taking a leaf out of that book. Oh, it's a little lecture on our lifestyles. Okay, I'm actually seeing a crystal. I don't work much with crystals, but saying that, I'm holding one in my hand right now, or two. I think it's improving the energy of your home by more natural kind of elements into your home. Open the doors, open the windows, let some air in. I'm seeing problem areas like, this is very odd, and I'm seeing it in my own home. Cupboards and things that are cluttered, cleaning them out. It's almost like now we're talking about the feng shui. So I was specifically seeing this. This is actually an angel. I can't actually remember what it's called. It's like an angel quartz. It's got a little sheen on it. Um, it's like an aura quartz. I'm not sure. I'm not a big crystals person, but I do use these when I'm doing this work. And I do have them around my room just to uplift me and give me, it's a nice environment. I've seen peacock feathers. So bringing some nice natural dried flower arrangements, bringing some of those things into your home, having some natural elements. Now, okay, we just moved on to food. I'm seeing chickpeas. Okay. What I'm seeing about that is likes of chickpea casseroles, inexpensive ways to feed the family, high vibration food. So it's like a double up of not only decreasing the costs, avoiding junk food. I'm literally seeing like a hamburger bun, and I'm aware that it's got so much sugar in it and so processed that there's no health aspect, and if anything, it has a very negative aspect. Um, okay, I'm seeing like chickpea curries with spinach. Brown rice. So increasing the amount of goodness that you get from each meal by making some small changes. It's good information for me as well. I'm seeing lentils. I'm seeing things like dal. Very inexpensive, I'm hearing accessible foods. Also foods that can be stored for a period of time. So without doing fear mongering, having some of these dried staples in your cupboards that you can use if there are times where I see some prices of food going up. I think maybe meat. This could be because of what's been happening in New Zealand. Not sure because I'm seeing sheep. Um, there are some moves towards quite flavoursome meals that potatoes. I'm seeing potatoes like also in a curry. I'm seeing tuna as well. I think I'm being shown like inexpensive meals choices. maybe also things that can again be like have a long shelf life. So you can have some of these. Okay, so it's just make sure that through your pantry there are some dried or canned foods for 2 to 3 days if necessary. Natural disasters are going to start cutting off um, like um, transportation routes that we just take for granted. Just sometimes there's going to be periods where the shelves in the supermarket don't have what we're used to. This will become more commonplace. So being aware of that, being a bit more astute around kind of things that can keep that it's like, oh, it's okay. I've got these lentils that can make a delicious dal tonight. Um, Seeing bananas as well, there could be an issue with bananas kind of from tropical far north Queensland, maybe kind of more crops getting disrupted through winds or other events. I'm not seeing specifically, but I just feel like there's a disruption. Winds, I feel like there'll be strong winds. Um, Kind of typhoon, I'm hearing. So maybe winds with rain period patches. Just I'm seeing like trucks traveling and then not being able to get through, not being able to use their normal routes. Also because of some areas of fires. Um, Again, don't want to fearmonger, but these are the kind of things that will become kind of more commonplace. Um, I'm seeing tennis. I feel like it's to do with recreational activities that you can do without too much drama, like having fun. Um, I'm seeing just playing tennis. Okay. Joining clubs, teams of people that can help with sports outcomes and development and enjoyment that's being had through that. Things that are not necessarily expensive as well, where you can go as a family and hire a court or um, I do see that there will be more algae because I was just thinking, well, swimming's good at the beach, but I was just seeing areas of algae coming in that could make our waterways a little bit more unsafe. Seeing that in like estuaries, rivers, I think the water heating up, some algae blooms, and I am seeing some dead fish. I feel like the Murray Basin is going to be quite prone. I know it has been in the past, but also um, I'm just seeing kind of algae bloom areas and is it the cornflake? I'm seeing like red algae, then the kind of the green algae, just different areas of blooms that were kind of going to like move in and then maybe in a few days move out again. And I'm seeing kids kind of like scratching their skin, so it can affect their skin. Talking about children, not to elicit fear into children about things that are going on. They pick this up from the parents. Watching how much the news is on. I know we've never watched the news in our family. I didn't want my children seeing all the news is very one-eyed, but I'm seeing that just being mindful of the news that's playing in the background and the kids are aware. They pick up more than you think and they're absorbing fear about their own safety. So taking measures to make them feel safe, doing things as families, um, getting out and about, even if it's in your local community at the park. Mm. Okay, so I'm also seeing to be mindful of birds. Birds will go quiet, or you'll notice changes in their behavior before something happens. And I'm getting the impression that before the earth rumbles, it's like they know. So being more tuned into animal bird behavior, uh, pre-winds before storms, and kind of the atmospheric change. Staying attached to weather, like we look at the Brisbane, um, meteorology app, and have a look. There's indications if there's going to be periods of hail, for example, and how that's tracking. So just keeping an eye on those things. December, I'm getting December. I think December will be relatively calm time. So like November's been a bit more hairy. October, November, December feels a little bit more settled, but be prepared. The new year, that's perhaps when we're going to see the fires early in the new year. I'm getting Netanyahu, or whatever his name is, Israeli Prime Minister. I feel like he's going to take a hard line about something in January. I see more military activity. I think things will rise up again there, be more activity. I feel like a lot of the activity is going to be condemned by a lot of people watching globally, like for care about humanity and humanitarian crises that's escalating in Palestine. I'm seeing very bony ribs and backbones, starvation. I actually see a lot more protests around this. I do feel like there will have to be some aid that's allowed to be distributed through pressure. This is going to be necessary. These people need help. They have it's almost like they are out of choices about moving. There's infirm and children, and uh, it's like they're relying on goodwill, but the goodwill keeps getting cut off at the knees. I'm just seeing like tanks kind of coming in, so just an increase in military activity. I feel like the ultimate goal is a takeover, expanding that land, but it's being done in a very in a way that's not caring for the kind of innocent victims. Um, I do feel like this is going to escalate again. So maybe December's a period of kind of relative calm, and then things ramp up again there. I feel like there's other leaders in other Arabic nations just watching, keeping an eye. It could be a summit. I'm just hearing summit to address some of this. There's increasing pressure. That's what I'm seeing on this presidency and its behavior. I do feel like this needs to come from a global level, and I am hearing global outrage. I keep seeing a particular woman and a child, like they're so skinny, hungry. It's so hard to place her age. She's lost all the fat around, just skin and bones, and holding a baby in her arms. And that could be any one of us. just in the wrong place at the wrong time, a victim. These people need a voice. That's what I'm hearing. They are not responsible for deep-seated wars with ancient origins. I do feel like I'm seeing like I think this is representing like the Hamas. Their care is not so much for the citizens in these regions. It's not really concerning for them. So I feel that it doesn't really have an impact on them as such. It's just it's just part of the process. So I don't feel like the behavior towards the people on the ground is going to impact any decisions being made by like Hamas, the group. It's inconsequential. Mm, daffodils, Cancer. It's going to be a breakthrough in cancer awareness. This might be in March. I can see like cheering in a laboratory, and there has been a significant step forward in the work done towards either cancer or the dynamics of how cancer kind of cells propagate, or how to block, how to block. And it's a more, I feel like it could be a medical, a matter of taking something like a tablet, something like that, rather than the invasive treatments of radiation and removal that have, and chemotherapy that are currently on the table. It's something that's able to be carried to the cells that it needs to affect, and leaving other cells very whole and pristine and untroubled. Um, it's a breakthrough. I'm seeing the daffodil again, like the sun's shining on the daffodil, and it's the sun has come out. There's been a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication, and this is like climbing the hill. It's like reaching the summit. It's massive. It's going to change things in the future regarding cancer. It's not going to be such a killer. I'm seeing whales. I see birthing. They're going to move. Whales are going to move their birthing grounds. No, it's Hervey Bay region. There's a movement, a change going to happen there. I did see that electromagnetic changes are going to kind of change their where they're traveling to, their migration. I'm hearing terns again as well. I have had this in the past. Terns, I looked up, are an Antarctic bird. It's going to be a change in migration patterns there noted. So I feel like these things are going to be noted quite soon, upcoming month or months. And it's like, oh, we really are undergoing a shift. The animal migration patterns are really demonstrating this. I just feel like rumblings around the ring of fire. And it's when I'm getting this shift, I'm just getting these earth movements and changes. There'll just be a bit more devastation here and there around that ring of fire. I'm seeing maybe more Indonesia. I'm hearing Nepal water. Okay, so making sure that you have the opportunity to access like clean water, whether or not there's just a container kept with drinking water. I feel like kind of there'll be places where there'll be water disruptions as well, or you turn the tap and the water's not clean, it's been disrupted. I guess a lot of water is carried through underground systems, and maybe some of those are going to be disrupted. So just having some clean water available or stored. Also, like an alternate means of power. So if there's a power cut off, then you've got a portable gas stove, and you know, you can you have the ability to heat something. I just feel like there could be just disruptions for a day here. We lose electricity here, in different areas. So this would be over, widespread areas, but this is just something for everybody. So just making sure you've got a couple of days of food, a couple of days of water if there's disruptions. While it's going to take a while for some responses to some of these things. So it just allows, if it was something more long-standing, it allows time for the response to occur. I'm seeing more voluntary efforts around that as well, like assisting in different areas. I feel like our military army, maybe in different areas in different countries, are going to become quite active. It's going to draw their attention away from maybe other things, kind of seeing to what's happening, helping out in different areas. So it's going to become very much on the ground in their local countries. 𝓜𝓲𝓬𝓱𝓮𝓵𝓵𝓮. I now know it's 𝓜𝓲𝓬𝓬𝓱𝓮𝓵. Okay, so upcoming, I'm seeing under pressure. Oof, next couple of months, I think we're going to see some seawater rises that are affecting them. Things are going to have to be brought forward, plans are going to have to be put in place. There's going to be evacuations. I feel the island will ultimately be abandoned. I feel like between now and March, this is going to have to happen. It's the swell is going to be too threatening. It's not going to be safe enough. There's an alarm there as well. I don't know, I'm seeing kids kicking rugby ball around. Okay, don't closet up your children. Don't let them go and be kids and still explore their natural environment. I mean, within reason, but go out to the parks, kick the ball. Don't, oh, we need to stay home where I know you're safe. Let them go out on their bikes um and go and be kids as they have done previously. They need to explore the natural world and have fun and be kids. I feel like it would be harmful to kind of impact that from your fear. Now, I'm not saying in areas where it's not safe for them to go on their bikes to do that, but where they have been doing that, where they have been having fun with other neighborhood kids, that's going to be really important to still kind of have that kind of lifestyle. Let your kids be kids. Obviously, when it's dangerous, then I'm being drawn to the fact that we kids have mobile phones quite often now. So then you can contact them if needs be. Like, okay, time to come home. Can see a storm on the radar, or giving without scaring them, letting them know if mum calls you, you need to answer because things can happen quite suddenly. I need to be able to contact you just so I can keep you safe if needs be. Go and have fun. We don't want I feel like I'm being shown that previous episodes of keeping children in kind of fear and I'm getting dysregulated and disconnected from other children is going to impact them in later years. Antisocial behavior, learning difficulties. This was from previous lockdowns. So don't create a self-imposed situation of the similar thing with your children. The more okay you are about everything, the more okay they are. And then just watch and learn from them. Oh, they're still having fun. They're not living, they're kicking the football around, not worried about what's happening over in Timbuktu, and follow their lead. That's the way to do it. Go and have fun. Have family outings, listen to music, do a little bit of dancing. It's going to be important to laugh and have fun. Everyone is going to be going through similar trials and tribulations. I feel like it's going to be a global scenario, some places worse than others. So the best we can do is kind of carry on regardless. I'm seeing smoking. Okay. Two things. There's going to be more legislation around cigarette use, and also I'm seeing like flicking of butts creating wildfires. So careful disposal of cigarette butts is going to be important. I can see fires sparking and creating large areas of destruction just from a thoughtful driving past in the car, throwing the cigarette butt. This could actually create hard to imagine, but like a cigarette ban. I feel like it's too commonplace, more than maybe we realize. I feel like the kind of forensic details afterwards are like, well, here's a cigarette butt and here's a cigarette butt. And the impacts are too great. The risk is too high. I'm seeing Queen. Or I'm hearing Queen. I'm seeing very old Queen. Prior to Queen Elizabeth, sitting with a high collar, dark hair, parted, serious, kind of chubbyish face. Don't know who it is. Crown on her head, very formal black and white photo I'm seeing. Oh, this could be about the jewels, maybe. Jewels? Being drawn to the jewels. There could be more thieving of jewels, crown jewels. Maybe attempted robbery of the crown jewels. Some or robbery or attempted robbery. Some of the Queen and predecessors' jewels taken, go missing. This is a network of very clever robbers. Um, mm, it's associated with the France. It's a network associated with the French Louvre jewels being stolen. It's European. There may be roots in Germany, Deutschland. It's trace us back to Germany. That's where the roads end. There's an association with Sudan as well. I feel like these people will get caught online. Okay, really be aware of online scammers and opening up anything. I feel like people are going to be getting more desperate. And maybe with AI, things are going to get a little bit cleverer as well, and maybe a little bit harder to tell. So be very, very mindful of anything that you're opening. I feel like it's going to be easier to emulate something that's real. Be very aware of the email address that something has come from. If you're not sure, phishing, look at the link. Maybe copy the link into your notes or Word or something like that and have a look at the link. There'll be something about it which is out of place, not normal. I'm seeing like people losing some of their pensions, older people not being aware, not quite as computer literate. Some of it'll be around like post office. I'm hearing bonus bonds. Like things that seem legitimate. And that it's a little bit confusing, but they're like, oh, better look into this. Hackers as well. There'll be more hacking. Some of it's just to be like disruptive. Oh, I'm seeing like train network. So there could be a transport network involving trains that has disruptions. It causes chaos. Might be in London because of hackers or England. I'm seeing like the digital boards, and it just looks jumbled and confused and kind of chaos. This could last 2 to 3 days, maybe, I hope not weeks, but days. I see next year, I think Harry will return to the fold. To the fold, I mean to England. As I'm getting like as a commoner as such, like he's lost his title. He's going to start finding himself again. He has his tail between his legs. Things haven't worked out for him. He has a lot of remorse. He wasn't seeing things clearly. He's going to start building bridges. He will be supporting William in his new role. William will extend a hand to him. They will be seen to be supporting each other. His popularity will increase. He will be taking no forward steps, keeping a quiet, demure presence. He will have a speech which will endear himself to the people during his father's funeral. Hearts will start to soften towards him. I feel like Catherine and William and their family will rally around him. It's nice to see. He will spend time mending his reputation. It's currently in tatters, and with the English public. He is a broken man. He will get the help he needs, and this will make him a great leader himself one day. He will be humble, and it will be about everybody else rather than himself, and making good choices. He is a strong character. He will bounce back. He will be seen again in the public's eyes as a golden boy over time, and he will shine in his own right at a time when it's required. He will regain some kind of title, will be bestowed, I'm getting the word, upon him. I feel like hearts will be with him. I feel like hearts will be with the royal family. There will be some emotional turmoil within the family regarding Kate as well. Oof. I'm getting the word demise later in the year, maybe 2027, but I was getting later in the year. Maybe hard to put a timeline on that, but she's quite poorly. There will be a lot of grief and outpourings of support for this family. I do feel William will have to focus on the children. This will be his priority, their well-being. I do see a stepping back. The grief will unite the brothers. They will support each other. This is where Harry will come into his own. They have shared losses. There is a love underneath everything they have lost before. I think on that note, I will end this here. It wasn't quite the note I wanted to end on. Let's just see. It's just a dark time for the monarchy around that time. This is going to make them a lot more, people are going through things as well. So it's actually going to assist with people like understanding them and not being, it's going to kind of bring the monarchy and the people together on a more understanding plane. There's going to be kind of a better feeling towards the monarchy, a more realistic view of their hardships as well. I mean, people in monarchy, I feel like they'll kind of strengthen their bond, and it'll be this next reign will be a good reign for support. Mm. Okay, before I end, I'm seeing a tomato. What about the tomato? Rotten tomato. Oh, okay. This is very strange. Like, I'm just seeing maybe Harry being represented as a beautiful ripe tomato, not a rotten tomato. Oh, the red. Okay, that's funny. Not a rotten tomato. And I was seeing not a green tomato. So like the immaturity and the rot is like shaking that off. And it's just this beautiful ripe tomato. That is a very funny way to end this. Let's just make sure that it's what the tomato, it's okay. I think my guide's just trying to interject a little bit of humor because I just felt a little bit flat after that news. Okay. Um, so on that note, with that tiny bit of humor at the end, I just want to leave it there. So thank you for joining me on this episode and for some of these insights, hard as some of them are to hear. And yeah, if you enjoyed this and want to see some more updates, please like and subscribe. And I'll see you on the next episode.